Hey guys, Samuel the Aviator here. In today's video, we're just down here at the airport on a nice Saturday afternoon, and my dad's actually going to be changing the oil on our Cherokee. So he's going to show you guys a little bit on how to do that, kind of owner maintenance. So that's going to be a really cool video. So I hope you guys stick around for that, and we'll get right into it. Alright, so we've got the cowling off. As you can see, right here we've got all of our supplies. We've got a couple old jugs to drain the oil in. We've got our gloves, a couple tubes drain the oil, and we've got a fresh oil filter and oil over in that box right there.
And then a little oil analysis cup here. We're going to drain a little oil out first. We have to drain this out first and put a little in the oil analysis cup before we put a hose or anything else on it. See, on ours, at least you can see it, we've got just the quick drain valve down there underneath the oil pan. So we can just flip up that little handle on either side and turn it, and then we can drain the oil out, and then a little sample cup and put a hose on it and drain it out of the bottom. So let me set my flashlight down here, and there we go. See if I can reach down there without. There, okay. And now we've got our sample cup filled up here. As you can see, it's getting dark. It's got like 60 hours on it, so it's time to get it done. Ordinarily, I don't like to let it go past 50, but if you fly it like all the time, it's at least not as bad as letting it sit around for a while before you change it. So now I'm just going to set this off to the side here. Okay, so this just fits up underneath here, and then I'll grab it up through here. There. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then we'll just take this there. And then there's a little lever. If I pull up here and turn it till that bucket's about full, then I'm going to have to shut the valve back off, because I've got, if you look on the back side of the handle, I've got plastic there, so that will, in theory, I'll be able to see the oil rising in that as I fill it up.
Would it help to pull the dipstick off so that it would drain quicker?
Probably would, actually, because I don't know that it's getting a lot of air out at the moment. So, and then I'm just going to cut the safety cable off of or safety wire off the filter. Okay. I just use my little side cutters, and actually I'll probably leave that. Yeah, I'll leave that attached, and I'll go up underneath and cut the wire right where it hooks into this. That way I don't leave a piece of wire. Okay, and so this safety wire is off. There, just cut this off so it stays out of the way. And then I'm going to put that round pan underneath here, because when I loosen that filter, we're going to lose some out of there. So these are actually supposed to be torqued 17 foot-pounds. I know what some people do is they basically screw them on till it touches and then rotate them like another half a turn 2 3/4, but that's not the proper way to do it. If you actually want to do it correct way, according to Lycoming, you're supposed to torque them 17 foot-pounds, and we're going to put, when we put the new filter on, we're going to put a dab of clean oil on the rubber portion of the filter to keep it from locking on, because that, if you don't put any oil on those filters, they basically lock on there and they won't come off. Okay, there we go. Let a little bit of that drain out, and then I'll tip this backwards and put it in my container. There we go.
So the threads are actually on the filter.
Yeah,
that's interesting, because on cars
they actually have a coupler. Some of them have a little coupler that stays stuck. I've seen them already where they stay in the filter housing, and then you gotta take a special wrench to get them out. Clean this up, and you gotta be careful with these because you don't want any towel left stuck in the filter housing, and so you can't use just any towel. Like paper towel's the worst because it leaves all kinds of fuzzy pieces of towel stuck in there, and I just want to clean this off so when I put fresh oil on there, and basically all we want to do is just put a light coat of oil on there, and it keeps that rubber from the filter from gluing itself on this filter housing. Okay. There. And that's contact. Like I said, some people actually just take a black mark or make a mark and then rotate it another half a turn to a 3/4 turn, but Lycoming, like I said, recommends 17 foot-pounds for those, so there. And that's it. I don't know if you can see it or hear it. And that's it. That's 17 foot-pounds. That filter is torqued. Okay, got that cleaned up underneath there. And it looks good. It is indeed closed. There's nothing more dripping out. So what I'm going to do is, once I pour a little bit of oil in, I'm going to have you watch that just to make sure that there's nothing coming out, because I've run into that before where you forget to close the drain plug, or you think it's closed but it's not quite. But I'm not going to just dump the whole bottle in. If you want to just kind of keep an eye on that drain. And at least it had some time to cool off. What was it saying, like an hour probably?
I think so.
So, which is probably, I'm not an expert on this, but I'm going to say, for the sake of the non-professional that I am, it's probably right within the time frame that you want to do it, because you want to let it drain all the oil down to the bottom of the pan, but it's still hot enough to where it drains out fairly easily, and but it's not too hot that you'll burn your hands if you happen to touch anything. So there. All right.
Yeah, there's nothing leaking.
Nothing leaking out there.
So how much are you going to put in? Are you going to put in 6 or 8 or?
I'm going to put in about 6.5, because then once I start it up, we're going to leave the cowling off. Obviously, we're going to start it up to verify the filter isn't leaking or no oil is leaking anywhere else, even though the filter and the drain tube was the only thing that we disturbed. I'll put about 6.5 in. and that gives me room to fill up the filter, and then it should be right at that 6 quart mark where I like to keep it.
So is our oil pressure going to take longer to come up now?
It will, yeah, because we have a new filter on there, and it takes a second for the filter to fill up. And because this is still warm, I'm just going to give it one shot of primer here. And clear the prop. Over this, and there's a little hole right at the base of this filter housing for that safety wire.
Yep, you got it now.
Got it. And there. And then this filter is actually going to want to rotate. If it were to come loose, it would rotate to the top left. So we're going to hook the wire here because that is down there, and it will prevent that from turning. If I would hook it down on the bottom, it can still rotate like a quarter turn or more. Okay, this, I have enough there. And then I'll bring this up here. There we go. On either one.
I have this side.
Okay.
And then this slides back, right? There's a pin.
Yeah, we gotta kind of drop the front, hook it in. There you go. And then the back drops down just like that.
Alright guys, that's about it for the oil change. Now the only thing that we did not do is cut open the oil filter, and as this video is already fairly long, I may just make a separate video out of that and maybe include our oil analysis in that. So maybe in the second video we'll cut open the filter and show our analysis results for how much metal our engine's producing, make sure that those are in normal categories, maybe explain those a little bit as well. So that's about it for changing the oil on our Cherokee. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please smash the like button for me. That really helps me out. Please leave a comment down in this video. Let me know if you do your own oil changes or if your mechanic does them. I would really love to hear about that, maybe have a little poll on that. Please subscribe to my channel if this is the kind of content you enjoy, and ring the bell next to that. You'll get notified for every video. Alright, now one quick little disclaimer, and that is that even though it is legal to change the oil and filter yourself, I would highly encourage anyone, especially if they have no background in maintenance, to do a few oil changes at least with their A&P, or perhaps have their A&P look it over, whatever. Make sure that you're doing this safe, because remember, your life is going to be in your hands when you're changing your own oil, and you want it to make sure that it's done correctly. Alright, that's all I have for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. See ya.